My guest at this time is a current member of the Ring of Honor Board of Directors. It is Maria Kanellis-Bennett. Maria, thank you very much for taking the time to chat here with me today.
Thank you so much. I really appreciate it.
Yeah, absolutely. I noticed, by the way, all the listings, it's Kanellis-Bennett now, the merging of the last names. Is this a way for you and Mike to start to take more ownership back of that Bennett name after it's been here for a little while?
Well, part of it is because the world has been crazy for a while now. And now that things are starting to get back to normal, it's easier to go and actually get my name changed. So now that that's happening, yes, I am changing it on everything. So yes.
Okay, yes, wonderful. Embracing the Bennett name. Got it. Awesome. Great first question. So yeah, I mean, you are in this great new position here with Ring of Honor, the board of directors. Talk to me a little bit about what this position is. What exactly is your role right now with Ring of Honor, Maria?
The biggest thing is giving the fans what they want, giving them back an experience that they want. And one of the biggest things that the fans wanted back was the women's division. And unfortunately, last year, there was supposed to be a women's tournament that got canceled. And it was really hard for the women that are a part of the division, are still a part of the division, because that was the next step. The next part of getting a brand new women's championship and having a bigger platform. That was the next step for Ring of Honor, and it didn't happen. And then it was, fighting with COVID restrictions of bringing in more people to have this women's division and just not rushing it back. Because we want to do it right. We want there to be opportunities for the women that have been a part of the Ring of Honor family for a while, but also for newcomers to come in. Sure. So now those opportunities are happening. And since January, we've been bringing in new talent and having matches with them. I wouldn't necessarily call them tryout matches, but yes, tryout matches. Because this is a way of seeing these women live and in person once again. And with the women's division Wednesday, now the fans are going to be able to see that as we ramp up for the tournament.
And, how engaged are you with this division, Maria? Are you actively watching these matches, giving input? Like, how involved are you with this division?
So, we've kind of called me Mama Bear or talent relations. My role is to make space, to find these incredible women that are out there on the indies that haven't had a whole lot of matches to spotlight themselves and to shine that light on them, whether it be through word of mouth or matches that I've seen. A lot of great women are coming out of Texas right now. And they have run shows throughout the pandemic. So there is a lot of footage of those women. But it's also a matter of word of mouth. We've got some incredibly talented coaches in Ring of Honor that have training schools. And so it's also taking a look at women like that. So I'm very involved. My partner is Bobby Cruz. And, on the daily, we are fighting for this thing.
That's awesome to hear. I mean, I would imagine, do you feel very comfortable in this role? I mean, I've heard Paul Heyman say really nice things about you.
That's very kind of Paul. I think that this is just the next step in my career. I think that after having 17 years in this business and trying to be a sponge and listen to some really great mentors, taking all of that knowledge and giving it to other deserving women that are trying to find their place in this industry. So in that sense, in kind of a motherly role, I've held that for a while. I don't know if you know this, but my two other children are Matt Taven and Mike Bennett. Yeah. So I've had the role of Mama Bear for a while. Now it's just on a bigger scale. And this is what I love to do. Everybody always asks me, did you ever want to win the Divas Championship, or did you ever want to win the Women's Championship? And sure, it was in the back of my mind, but the more important thing for me was to create more opportunities for others. So if I was this baby face that was okay with losing back in 2004, 2006, then there was other opportunities for these great heel competitors to form. So people like Michelle McCool and Beth Phoenix using me as the sympathetic babyface really helped bolster the entire division at that time. So I like the role of a stepping stool for others.
Yeah, and it's really great to see you in this space, Maria. I mean, one of the things that I've maybe annoyingly asked other promotions about is where's their female representation backstage. You know, we see this women's revolution kind of playing out in the ring right now, but when it comes to looking in creative rooms and agent positions and things like that, doesn't really still quite feel to me that there's been that breakthrough yet with women backstage in pro wrestling. I don't know if that resonates with you when I say something like that.
It does, in the sense that there aren't many of us, but they do exist. Madison was doing a great job with writing over at Impact. Gail is the foundation of the women's wrestling division over there. I know that Brandy was starting to do a lot with heels. So there is a movement of creating more roles. It, I think, started with the commentary positions, and now it's starting to broaden out. I mean, Renee really revolutionized what it was to be a female commentator in this industry, and she broke down barriers in that sense and gave more of a voice that is transitioned to a voice backstage.
Man, that's awesome. Kind of back to what you're doing here with Ring of Honor. This women's tournament, crowning a new women's champion. Obviously, the Women of Honor division has been around for a while, but it's never really kind of gripped people, I think, the way that other women's division have. They brought back the Pure division. Do you see this as a whole fresh start, a relaunch of?
I do. And I think that one of those reasons is because they always had such a good relationship with Shimmer. So there was Ring of Honor and there was Shimmer. And so they were, they were exchanging talent back and forth. So there always has been this Ring of Honor women's division, but it was under the umbrella of Shimmer. So I think that if you include the Shimmer part of it, we have had some really substantial names that have worked inside Ring of Honor and alongside Shimmer. So I think that making this just as powerful as the Pure tournament is incredibly important. There is going to be as much care and as much time given to this tournament as there was the Pure tournament.
That's awesome. And obviously a big crowning moment there for Gresham in the Pure tournament,
Yeah.
And he's a guy in the past few years, I mean, really kind of reinvented himself and has become a bit of a ROH locker room leader, I've heard in a lot of
I met him years ago when he had a tag match versus Mike and Matt. And I was like, this guy's really talented. Holy cow. And then to see him now is like this whole change. And he's really, Pure wrestling is his style of wrestling. He's, if not the best, close to the very best at it.
Yeah, for sure. And what about the women that we're going to see in this tournament here? I mean, I don't know that any names have been announced, but can you give us an idea of like maybe...
There haven't been any names announced. There will be Ring of Honor talent that are going to be involved, but there is also going to be a lot of outside talent as well. And they range in experience level. They range in types of wrestling. We have everything from luchador to more of a strong style to more of a jujitsu based. So like we've got a little bit of everything that we're looking at right now. And what we're going to settle on is the very best for the division. So not only is it, are you the very best wrestler in your type of style? But also, do you have the heart and soul that is Ring of Honor? Do you have honor? And that is part of why Ring of Honor has been so great over so many years, is that once you're in the family of Ring of Honor, we take care of each other, we protect each other, and we help each other grow. And that is a huge part of this.
One of the women that's really stood out to me as part of the Women of Honor division the past, I think, couple of years here now at this point is Session Moth Martina. Do you feel that she is an honorable person that could be the centerpiece of that division?
Hey, honor comes in different forms. And I will say this, we are hoping that restrictions get lifted enough that we can have our international talent.
Yeah.
Is, and to have outside international talent as well. I don't know if that's going to be if that's going to be possible at this point. We're fighting for it, but that doesn't always mean that we can have it. So I would like to think I could go and like knock on some doors and be like, hey, just give me a visa. It's okay. Just give it to me. But it doesn't work that way.
Well, and on that note here, and I can kind of get back to the tournament in a second. When do you envision Ring of Honor kind of getting back to being able to be in front of fans? Is that a conversation you all are having right now, or no?
We have tentative dates. We definitely do. And I don't want to put those dates out there right now, but I would have to say that by the end of the year, you're going to start seeing some fans back at the shows. That is very important because that's Ring of Honor. Our fans are the most loyal in the world, the wildest, the most just amazing. They come up with the most unique chants. Like they are a part of Ring of Honor. So we want to get back to our fans, but we have to get cleared to do so.
All right, and I'm here in Chicago, by the way. I've been in that audience and felt those chants, everything. Very hot.
The field house.
Oh yeah. I've been going to the field house for a couple, like over at least a decade now. I feel like
that's one of my first Ring of Honor shows. Way back when I was dating Punk was at the field house.
Oh, well, maybe, I don't know, like, I don't know, maybe Punk will be back in Ring of Honor here soon. Who knows, you know? I see him and Samoa Joe going back and forth. And I'm like,
I know. They're playing with everybody, I think.
I don't know. I think that'd be a pretty cool Ring of Honor main event.
Of course it would. It would be amazing. But, you know, they also could just be messing with everybody.
Yeah, true, fair. I don't know. Anyway, well, kind of talking about Joe, and we can bring him up here a little bit later if you want, but talk about the women here. Mickie James, Billie Kay, Peyton Royce. There are some really great women that have just hit the market. Now, we can't see them here, I think, for another 80-something days, but are these women that you would like to see part of Women of Honor? Do you see a place for them at the company?
Of course. I mean, the women's division in Ring of Honor has already seen some of these people. And like Mickie was essential to the beginning of the women's division in Ring of Honor. So yes, we would love that. Is timing going to work out? I'm not so sure. You know, as much as I would love for when we're going to shoot the tournament to be outside the 90 days, there's also, you know, there's the fact that production is when production is. There's no getting around that. People know when it's going to be. We schedule everything. You know, you have to make sure that your cameraman, your lighting, your crew, everybody is set for those days. So even though I would love to have, you know, any of them, because they're all incredible. Chelsea, I worked with in Impact. Mickie, I worked with in WWE, and the Iconics I never got to work with, but they are iconic women and they are sweethearts. I talked to them the day that they were released and they were in good spirits. So, you know, I would love to have them all, but I don't know if the timing is going to work out.
Yeah. I mean, that was a shocker to everybody.
I mean, yes.
How do you drop the ball with those two? I think a lot of people are asking, you know.
But it happens. It happens over and over again.
Yeah. And what with you, Maria, was like the plan, you know, did you take a little time after your release to decide where you were going to go, or did you and Mike know Ring of Honor is home? Like that's where you wanted to go? Like what was your headspace like? And
Mike knew instantly.
Yeah.
Mike knew right away. For me, I was 2 months postpartum when I got released. So I was kind of like, still in that zone of like trying to just navigate. I lost my job. There's a pandemic. Okay. There's a deadly virus that might, you know, like I was just protecting my babies. Yeah. So for a little while before we knew how long this thing was going to last, it was like, okay, well, maybe I'll take a step back and Mike can just go and tour and not come home because our kids were too small. Especially our son, who was only 2 months old when lockdown and when we got fired. So I didn't know. But then as things have started opening up, and then when Ring of Honor offered me not just a position to be on camera, but also to have a position that was to help build back up this women's division, that sounded really good to me. And how good Ring of Honor has done the bubble and tested, and all of that has been incredibly important to me and to my family. So it was a definite yes at that point. And I think that I think I knew all along that eventually this was the role I would like to have. So when it came up, I jumped on it.
How has it been getting to know and work with Joe Koff?
Oh, I've known him for years. So like,
Oh, that's true. I guess I say not no, but I mean like no on a business. I mean, I guess in my head I was like thinking on like no on like a business level. Like, what's it like to work with him on that level now?
they are all about their talent. They're all about, taking care of the guys and girls in their company, keeping everybody safe, and um, uh, y- fighting to get more opportunities for their talent. So it's been incredible. It was incredible the first time, and now it's even better.
I mean, with you, Mike, there, EC3, who unfortunately, by the way, as we're talking, is like in the hospital right now, and
Yeah.
I hope that he is all right. But Danhausen, some names really coming around here at the moment. Ruth
Danhausen just got tweeted by The Rock today.
What?
Yes.
What did they say?
Danhausen is my favorite wrestler. Since I returned to Ring of Honor from WWE, he has been my favorite wrestler because like I find his whole shtick amazing.
Yeah.
And so to see that he was now tweeted by The Rock, I was like, oh my gosh, this is just, it's hilarious. So I follow everything that this guy does because he's my favorite. So like then seeing The Rock tweet him today, I was like, oh my God, this is hilarious. It's amazing.
Yeah, no. Well, you're not alone. My girlfriend also a big Danhausen fan. I got her the Danhausen mask for Halloween, and she didn't even take it out of the box. She like kept it. She's like, this is a valuable thing that is not.
It is valuable. It's very valuable.
It's
very evil, but very valuable.
Tags of money, right? But I mean, you guys have some real talent right now. I mean, at a time when other companies are letting people go, you guys are nailing people down right now. I know you said by the end of the year you anticipate fans, but what about the live TV portion of Ring of Honor? Do you think that that's something that fans will be able to see here by the end of the year as well?
I hope so. I really hope so. I mean, every day I feel like I'm hearing some news about this virus that now there's like some triple variation something. So like I don't want to make any promises because so many things that people have been promised in the last year don't come true because of this virus. I'm just hoping by the end of the year we have fans, we have live events.
Yeah, for sure. Well, one big name, the last one I want to ask you about, of the recently released people was Andrade, which caught a lot of people off guard. I see a natural spot for him, obviously back with Los Ingobernables and
With Roosh and
yeah, yeah, exactly. I mean, realistically, I mean, do you think there's a chance that something like that could happen, or what's your pulse on it?
Of course there is. And there's always those opportunities that come up, especially when uh, there is a match or there is a relationship that people want to see. As soon as Mike and I were released, it was instantly kingdom, kingdom, kingdom.
Yeah,
That's what everybody wanted to see. And so that's happening with Andrade as well. He's an incredible wrestler. Again, another person that I don't understand how he didn't get more opportunity because he is so good.
yeah.
I hope wherever he goes, that he gets an opportunity to really show what he can do.
Yeah, for sure. And yeah, Kingdom, how is it getting to reconnect and spend more time with Matt Taven? I don't know how regularly he was in your life while
It's like the Three Stooges all over again. Like it's just what it is. Like it's just ridiculous all the time. Like it's amazing. I'm hoping next year, and I'm putting this into the universe, that maybe in January we go over for Wrestle Kingdom because that is named after us. So I know it's been around for a while, but they knew that there would be a kingdom that would make a Wrestle Kingdom.
Yeah.
So I'm hoping New Japan Wrestle Kingdom in January. I think that the kingdom, all of us coming together, will be something special that happens every now and again, but I don't think it'll be a full-time thing. I'm very invested with the women's division. And Mike is very invested in moving his singles career forward as well. Hopefully going for the pure division. I know that's the style of wrestling that he's really been focused on lately. So, and then of course, Taven is always gunning for the world championship.
Sure.
So we all have our own things going on, but there will be a time that Wrestling Kingdom will be invaded by the kingdom.
I mean, Mike is looking jacked right now.
Oh my gosh.
Just as a side note.
I hate him because we used to, every year we had a ab competition. And the first year he lost was because I had just had a baby. And since then, he has won every year. But so I hate him. And you know what he was going to eat tonight? An entire pizza by himself. Tomorrow, he'll have more abs.
Yeah. Well, I mean, you work out enough, it all just becomes pure energy you're putting into your body. Or so I'm told, right?
Yeah. Sure.
Yeah. Well, I really enjoyed this conversation. Oh, real quick, one thing you touched on, and this will be the last thing. You brought up the Wrestle Kingdom thing,
Yes.
the New Japan relationship with Ring of Honor. When everything's up and running again, is that something fans can continue to hope to see? Is more New Japan Ring of Honor content?
I feel like you saw a little bit of that at the 500th episode of Ring of Honor.
Yeah.
And I'm hoping that you see a little bit more of that moving forward. But it's tough right now because of all the COVID restrictions and then not being able to go over there. So I'm hoping that all starts coming back as the world opens up.
Cool. All right. Well, hey, Maria, I want to thank you so much for the time. Really exciting to see what you and Ring of Honor are doing at that Women of Honor division. Is there anything that you want to plug, promote, put over here before we wrap up today?
For sure. If you want to see some of the talent that you will see in the tournament, then tune into Women's Division Wednesday. I'm still getting the name down. It is like a tongue twister to me. Women's Division Wednesday. And I want to call it WDW, but then it's Walt Disney World and then I'm going to get sued or something. Women's Division Wednesday. Every Wednesday on YouTube. It's exclusive women's content. There will be new matches. There will be interviews and promos and all kinds of fun stuff. And I think that having it on YouTube with some of these women coming in, having such a huge YouTube following because of the last year of the pandemic, it's really exciting to bring those fans to Ring of Honor. And that's what we're hoping to build going towards the tournament.